Gee, traffic is lighter than usual for a Tuesday morning. I think it's because of the ride share. Boy, when Mickey Mouse says, let's share a ride, we share a ride. Morning! 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 Good morning! This is the life, isn't it, Nick? When you come to work like this, it's not work. Even though we do have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's worth it, don't you think so? Oh, here's Gary. Well done, Gary. Very good driving today. Oh, you go ahead, Mickey, yeah. You watch those ears. That's a rough one. That's the toughest part. Goofy, you did a good job as the navigator today. I'm real proud of you. Oh, what a life. Thank you, Gary. Good morning, everybody. This is Gary Vanderwally. He helps me with that first step. It's a rough one. And then Mick helps with the rest. They're a little lighter on their feet somehow than I am. Thanks. Gee, it was a pleasure coming to work today. I'm having so much fun. I'm looking at the wrong camera. Well, you can't make a mistake when you're carpooling. This is fabulous. We're going to go on in and show you more of our little mode of transportation in a few minutes. Welcome, everybody. We've had such fun this morning already. May I just say, however, that our driver, Gary, is Jerry. His name is not Gary. I said it 40 times. Jerry did a good job driving to work, and I'm grateful for him. I'm introducing you to a fellow this morning who has done too much in his short life, and I think only because he manages his time very well.
Thanks for helping out.
Well, we were goofing around. Oh, I'm sorry, Goofy. We were joking around earlier about going to work in this magnificent vehicle. Of course, you know that I'm not driving to work regularly in this, but for the morning, I've had a fabulous trip along with Barbara Warren and a cast of characters you know pretty well by now, along with a few other special folks you're going to meet in just a moment. Barbara Warren was not long ago a Disneyland ambassador, now full-time staff at Disneyland. Don't tell me, Barbara, you're driving this bus across the country.
No, we've got a very fine driver, Disneyland driver, who's taking care of that job. I don't think I'd dare.
This is the Mouse-O-Rail, which is making a 35-city tour celebrating the 35th anniversary of Disneyland, and it could have ended in the scrap heap, couldn't it?
It could have. This is one of the original Mark III monorails that traveled through Tomorrowland from 1969 through 1988. And after being retired in 1988, it had a year of rest. And then we lifted the cab, as you can see, and brought it to Ultra Limousine in Orange County. And as you can see, there's Goofy.
Yes.
He helped out with the construction, of
Did
course.
he now? Uh-huh.
And we did some extensive renovations to make it street legal so it could celebrate our 35th anniversary on the road. It's got a stretched truck Chevrolet chassis. We added a new bubble onto the back.
Yes, double bubbles then.
Double bubbles, because it was just the cab originally. You can see the original fender skirts. Here they are welding on the truck chassis. It's got a V8 engine.
And it ends up being 12 feet high and 8 feet across, right?
Right, 40 feet long, too, so it makes quite a splash on the freeway.
Ooh, 6 big tires underneath it, and it can go just about wherever it wants to and take a corner wonderfully.
It sure can, especially with Jerry at the wheel.
This is amazing. Does traffic slow down when you're driving along? I'll bet it does,
Oh,
Mick.
my gosh. Stores and restaurants empty out onto the street. Traffic slows, people honk. You can see, too, the top bubble that was the original driver's seat is now a radio remote booth. So DJs can do live radio broadcasts from the booth.
Oh, terrific. Mickey likes that best, although he's not too verbal. He really appreciates the music, don't you, Mick?
Yes, he does. In fact, Mickey does do a terrific announcement when we arrive at our destination.
Do ya?
Along with Goofy,
Oh, he's
our
the best
navigator.
at it. Now think that this may not have happened, that this magnificent machine might have had to be stored or done away with, but for the efforts of Victor Coleman, who is with us this morning along with his daughter, Vanessa. Victor, being the lover of Disneyland that he is, started an incredibly ad hoc committee, you say?
Yes, incredibly ad hoc. It was a committee of one. Just me alone with my computer and a mailing list that I made up from looking in the newspapers and telephone books for museums that might be interested in saving and preserving the monorail.
So you knew that this car was about to be retired?
Yes, I had been riding on the monorail. They had converted 3 of the 4 monorails at Disneyland to the new Mark V monorails. So I asked the driver, what's going to happen to the old Mark III? They said, well, they'll probably demolish it and convert the undercarriage to the new Mark IV. And I thought that this would be a terrible thing to happen to the last bubble-topped, stainless steel-sided, fire engine-red monorail of its kind. It had a very Flash Gordon 1950s futuristic look. And I decided that I would try to find a way to preserve it. So I wrote to museums, I wrote to transportation societies, and I wrote to Disneyland, everyone there, and asked them if there was any way to preserve it. And hundreds of people wrote back, called in, let the Disney people know that this was something worth saving. And they realized that there were many people at Disneyland who did want to save it, and finally they saved the monorail, and they did this to it, and it's marvelous.
It's an amazing story in a way, because you think maybe one letter from one individual would not be able to pull off what must have been a very expensive effort. The joy of it is that Victor is a writer. He and his wife and daughter live in Orange County, so those impassioned letters carried a certain impact that obviously was heard by many who agreed. This is a great triumph. Now, I know a bit of a secret, and that is that because they appreciate you, Disneyland has something to present you, Victor.
Me?
Vanessa, too. Go ahead, Barbara.
Okay. Well, of course, Disneyland Celebration is happening at the park throughout 1990, but we wouldn't be able to take it on the road with the Mouse-a-Rail if it hadn't been for Victor and his efforts on behalf of Old Monorail Red. So we'd like to present you with a special replica of
Oh,
that.
my.
Woo! Isn't that
35th
glorious?
anniversary
Oh.
replica.
Oh, we'll tip it forward so it doesn't flare.
Okay.
This is unique. There's none other like it, right?
Right. Just like
That
Monorail
is
Red.
beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for adding to our
Victor.
35th anniversary celebration.
Oh.
Now, Vanessa, while the camera is on, you better turn around and wave so Mommy can at least know that you were really here. Say, hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Good.
Smile.
This has been great fun. We don't get to go on the road now. It's back to carpooling with somebody else. Thanks, gang. It was a great trip to work. Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Barbara Warren of Disneyland, and Victor, you'll never be the same.
No, thank you very much. Thank you to the Disney people, and thank you everyone out there who helped do this.
You bet. We'll be back to you in just a moment.